Hey guys, today we are taking a look at the M4A1 assault rifle in Ghost Recon Breakpoint. This request came in by the user named BM, but it's also a weapon that's been on my to-do list, so here we are. We will be testing this thing against both Wolf and Sentinel targets, but before we do that, let's set this thing up. I'm going to be showing you guys all the parts that you need to use, and I'm going to go over exactly why I chose the parts that I did. So these are the pieces you'll need. We're going to go with a standard barrel, the ASR standard magazine, the standard suppressor, the Multi-A, the ACOG scope, the EMOD stock, an auto single trigger, and then lastly the grip pod for the underbarrel. So now that we're all set up, before I get into why I chose the parts that I did, let's test this thing out against both Sentinel and Wolf targets, center mass, single shot, with and without a suppressor. We're going to start off with a Sentinel with a suppressor on, 2 shots without, 2 shots confirmed. Against armored Sentinel now. Moving on to Wolves with a suppressor. 7 shots, let's confirm it. A little sloppy, but 7 shots confirmed. Moving on to Wolves without a suppressor now. 5 shots confirmed. So just to go over the parts that I chose, so much like the 416, I chose that Multi-A over the PEC 15 for this one. The M4A1 already works exceptionally well when firing over the shoulder from the hip, so we can sacrifice that 30% increase we would have gotten with the PEC 15 in favor of that nice 30% increase the Multi-A gives us across sway and shot spread. That 20% decrease in shot spread and that 10% decrease in sway really works wonders here, guys. And not only that, the Multi-A gives us a nice 10% range bonus, which is really favorable here because I find that the M4A1 can struggle just a little bit with hitting those targets that are a bit further out. Also, that visibility, guys, the Multi-A is a far better attachment when it comes to daylight. If you want something for your side, it's much better than the PEC 15. I find that in most cases I can barely even see the PEC 15 in the daytime, so really, guys, that Multi-A we can really rely on and it really helps in that case. Now for the stock, I chose that EMOD for 2 reasons. One is the obvious 5% decrease in vertical recoil, which would also make those ranged engagements just a little bit easier, but mostly I chose it because I like the way it fits the look of the rifle. Now guys, I chose that grip pod because it gives us a nice 7% vertical recoil reduction, which totals to a nice 20% overall vertical recoil reduction when paired with that EMOD stock. Also, that grip pod gives us a nice welcome 10% increase to range, and like I said, the M4A1 needs whatever range boost it can get because this is an assault rifle and you will be trying to use it with medium and long range engagements, and this thing can struggle a bit when targets are farther out. So with that grip pod bonus to range paired with that 10% increase to the Multi-A we get, that's a total of 20% boost to range overall. Now guys, this assault rifle really works best in those close and medium ranges, so if you want an assault rifle as a substitute to the SMGs, I would just say go with the M4A1 assault rifle. It gives you that nice high rate of fire I know you will need for those distances, and like I said, steer clear of the more longer distance targets with this thing, or just try to get a little closer if you can. I know that this thing, we did set it up to help with those longer distances, so I wouldn't worry too much. It will adapt and it will be good for those jobs too, but don't really rely on it too heavily for those longer ranges. Try to control those shots, guys, and get your targets in a decent distance, and you will hit home with this thing all the time, guys. So I personally love taking this thing out to do base clears. Like I said, that high rate of fire is fantastic, and this thing really does shine. I find that it doesn't kick too much either, so that's also a plus. So that's the M4A1 assault rifle, guys. You can't go wrong with this thing. Copy that setup I gave you at the start. I really love this build, and I think you will too. And thanks for watching, guys, and as always, take it easy.